I've always believed that the early years were the most important. These years shape who we become, how we learn, and how we care for others, and how we think about the world. I didn't enter this field just because I enjoyed being around children. I entered because I knew there was a deep need for nurturing, safe, and loving environments, and especially in underserved communities such as Portland. I wanted to be part of building those environments. I started in the classroom right out of high school. I went into an assistant teaching position at a place called Neighborhood House here locally in Portland. I stayed at Neighborhood House for a long time. Through Neighborhood House and through the help of 4Cs, I was able to pursue my CDA pretty much right out of high school while I was still a teenager. From that, I moved into a lead teacher position at Neighborhood House, where I stayed for several years. I love Neighborhood House and would have happily spent the rest of my life there. But I've, for a long time, been saying I want a seat at the table to be able to make real change in early childhood development. And I knew in order to do that, I needed to grow personally and professionally. And so I decided to make a transition to a center known as Keystone Learning Academy, which is located in Park Hill. And for me as an educator, seeing the Keystone teachers at professional development meetings, they were always the go-to. They were the people that you looked at and said, that's what I want to be doing. And so when I got the opportunity to work there, I was so very honored, and I was able to learn so much from the educators there. Every center I've worked at has been a learning opportunity. Each provider I've worked with alongside has offered me a new learning opportunity. Each one tackles this job in a different way and is so successful and does it beautifully. And I was always taking mental note, look at the successes in these classrooms. How can I take this back to my classroom and make it work for me and for the kids that I'm serving? Through this process, I became a lifelong learner. I learned from my students, my coworkers, and even sometimes my own mistakes. There were times I questioned whether I could keep going. But I put the work, the paperwork, the emotional toll, the long hours were sometimes hard to push through. But as I pushed through because I remembered that this work truly matters. I was fortunate to work alongside a lot of like-minded individuals who had a lot of the same goals that I had and wanted to uplift and educate our youngest neighbors. I can in no way take credit for my own growth. I leaned heavily on programs like 4Cs, which gave me invaluable training and mentorship throughout my career. They supported me and helped me become the educator and leader that I am today. I specifically remember one mentor who I'd like to tell you some stories about. Her name is Lisa Brandstetter. And most of you might have heard her name before. She was a big part of 4Cs and a big part of a lot of early childhood educators' lives. But when I first met Lisa, I was a very, very new teacher and had been trained in very traditional ways. And Lisa came into my classroom with mud boots on and shovels and magnifying glasses and just got down right in the dirt with the kids and said crazy things like leave the art out all day and display it in glass, and I thought she was crazy. But you could not deny the engagement and the love and the admiration that she got from the students and the staff alike. So I slowly started implementing the things that I learned from Lisa and all the rest of the great mentors at 4Cs. As I slowly started to introduce these things, anytime I saw Lisa or the other mentors at 4Cs, I was so excited to come and tell them the new things happening in my class, the new things happening in my life. I think truly that Lisa saw something in me early on, and that she was able to guide and help me, and she believed in me so that I could stop doubting myself. And her example reminds me why mentorship is so important in this field and is so powerful and so needed. So I want to thank all of the mentors in the room and anybody who has helped guide me through these years. I also received a tremendous amount of support from Greater Louisville Head Start, which provided me a full scholarship to the University of Louisville. At the University of Louisville, I earned my bachelor's degree in learning and leadership with a minor in early childhood education. Through this program, I was also given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go to Reggio Emilia, which is the curriculum that I've based my teaching style on. I was able to walk the streets and go into the original schools and see the way the original teachers were really doing this hands-on work, the beautiful work that we're all trying to replicate here in the U.S. It was beyond anything I could imagine. These opportunities to some may not seem like a big deal, but to a girl who came from nothing and had a very, very difficult childhood, I never dreamed that I would ever afford to go to college, let alone travel overseas. They meant everything to me, and they changed my life in incredible ways. Without the support of early childhood advocates and all of the resources in Louisville, none of these things would have been possible for me, and I would not be standing here today in the position that I'm in. Each of these opportunities led me to where I am today. I'm quite literally living my dream. I'm the director of my own center. I'm in my own neighborhood, and I'm serving the children who literally live in my backyard. I get to make a change that will directly affect the kids that are from where I'm from. I know these families because I am these families. And I know that the effect of true quality childcare can have on these families. Being invited to be the director here at the PCC was an answered prayer. The passion for this work in this neighborhood are what drive me. I'm sure passion is what drives all of us, but support is what sustains us. To do this work well and to keep going, learning and giving, we need financial support. We need professional development. We need mental health resources, and the teachers need to be recognized. Days like today remind us that we matter and that what we do matters. So thank you. Thank you for supporting this work, and thank you to all of the educators and the providers who choose to stay in this work. And thank you for being a part of a community that is helping uplift the children and families every single day. I also want to take a moment to recognize my staff here at the PPC, even though many of them are busy doing their own jobs. They are the heart of everything we do. Every day they show up with patience, creativity, and love, not only for the children, but for one another and for learning. I am proud to work alongside them. To our board and our generous donors, thank you for standing beside us and believing in our mission and giving an investment in our work that really matters and allows us to grow and evolve and to continue providing high quality childcare to the children in our neighborhood. Your support reminds us that we are in this together and that our work is valued. To all of you sitting here today, please know childcare providers are not babysitters. They are educators. They are brain builders. They are often the first face a child sees when they leave the arms of their family. They comfort, they teach, and they shape children into who they will be in the future.